Hey guys, so today let's talk about being a good person, okay? Whatever that might look like to you, big or small. Something that you can go do that's going to be helpful, whether it's to just one person or your community. I don't know how much influence you have in your area or on social media. Do something this week that's going to brighten somebody's day or your community or whatever it is, okay? And there could be so many different ways of doing this. So you could pay it forward in a drive-through line of some sort, or if you're in an out to eat restaurant, if you have the means and you see that somebody's getting almost finished with their meal, tell your waitress or somebody, hey, I'd like to buy them a $25 gift card to go toward part of their meal, or just something like that, okay? Try to be giving or helpful. If you can't afford to do that, then there's other ways of doing it. There's one girl on Instagram. Unfortunately, I don't remember her handle name, but she goes around her town and she chalks these cute little doodles with these really positive, encouraging quotes. And a lot of people in her video, because she records herself doing it, they'll always say, oh, I loved the one that you did last week. It was so helpful. These brighten my day. And I just think even though she's not really making an impact with anybody's financial situations, like paying for like somebody in the drive-through line or whatever, those small things, just it's awesome just to be able to brighten somebody else's day. It feels good to us as an individual doing it for others, but it's so nice for the other person. A few years back, this was when I was like a lot less busy during the holidays, and I would make these Christmas cards that were super cute. I would make about 12 to 20 of them every year, and I would write in the entire thing these encouraging words and my hopes and wishes for that person, and I would leave them around my town in different areas that were easy to find. And on the envelope it always said read me, or if you find me, open me, read me, whatever. And I always hoped that that made an impact or brightened that person's day, whoever found it. So those are just some ways that you can do it for free to help somebody in your community. Get a little card, write an encouraging whatever in it, leave it on somebody's windshield. Just interacting with people too. Like if you go into the grocery store and don't just make it an in and out kind of thing, like always. I feel like we're such a fast-paced society. Take some time. If you see somebody who you're like, they seem pretty approachable, and you're shopping next to them, just try sparking up a happy conversation and smile. Smiling is huge. I know so many, I've noticed at least where I live, when I'm out shopping, not a lot of people smile, and I really don't know what's up with that. I like to smile at people, and yeah, I don't know why people don't smile anymore. But anyways, if you don't have the money to do something big for somebody, do those small things. You can leave notes to people. You can do little chalk drawings somewhere. Just smiling, holding the door open. Try to find something where you're not really on autopilot. I know a lot of us just hold a door open for somebody on autopilot. But if you're just intentionally like, I'm doing this because I want to be kind to this person. I want to help them. If you have neighbors where you live and you're baking, I don't know if you like baking a lot or not, but where we used to live at our old house, we had a neighbor across the street and they were so sweet. So she loved to bake, and every time she would bake, she would bring something over to us. And I just always loved it. I thought that was just so kind of her that they would even think of us, because it wasn't like we interacted with them a lot, but on the times that we would, she'd always give us something that she baked. And so in the summertime, as I started to garden, I would give her my tomatoes, or I would offer them to her. Especially if we were ever out of town, I was like, whatever tomatoes or herbs you want out of the garden, just take it all, because we're not going to be here to eat them. And so they loved that because they could make salsa and pastas or whatever. But just doing things like that with your neighbors. Another thing is, again, at our old house, our daughters, they love to bake bread. They make about a loaf or two a week usually. And so they would bake a loaf, and every now and then they would just give it to the neighbors. And it's just little things like that. I think that it makes people feel good to know that they're being thought of. And another way is online, so social media. make an encouraging post. Make a video of you just talking to your actual friends that you know on your Instagram or Facebook and be like, hey, and maybe call out a few people. I hope you have a great week or whatever. Think of something. What is something that you can intentionally do to make somebody else's day brighter? If it's your spouse or your partner, I love doing fun things for my husband. Again, I've said this in my previous videos. I love my husband so much. He's so sweet. And if I had all the money in the world, I would buy him so many things. But anyways, if you have the means to do it, surprise your spouse or your partner. If they are working, like for instance, my husband, he worked at, he sold manufactured homes at the time frame. And so it was just like a really slow paced office job. And I one time placed an order for a coffee for him because he worked right next to a Starbucks. And I told him, hey, go take a lunch and go pick up your coffee because I just ordered you one. And it was just little things like that. That's like, it's a nice surprise for your partner. If it's a note you can leave, like a sticky note on the mirror, just do something encouraging this week. Big or small, intentionally do something to brighten somebody else's day and bring value to their life. If it's, for instance, I am very emotionally attached to my nonna, my aunt, and my mom. And so every now and then I will send one of them a message and just expressing that how much I appreciate them and I love them and that my life just would not be the same without them. Because I don't want to just show somebody that I care about them. I really want to be vulnerable because I don't know. I mean, it's going to sound kind of depressing, but I don't know how long I'm going to live for or how long they're going to live for. And me just saying, oh, hey, I love you. It's such a surface level expression of how much I really care. And if I was to die anytime soon, I want them to really, really know how much I care about them. So if there's somebody that you, at some point in your life, they impacted you in a very positive way, and you're just like, wow, even though I don't have much of a relationship with them, like for instance, it could be your mom or your grandma, like I have a relationship with them. Or sometimes, again, I'm going to add to this, if it's somebody that I don't really have a relationship with now, but at one point we were close, say if I was 10 or whatever, an old friend, I'll reach out to that person. I'll be like, hey, I know it's been so many years, but you were on my mind and I was thinking this, and I just really wanted you to know that you had a really positive impact in my life. And I just really appreciate that at that point in time that we did have a friendship or a, whatever it is, maybe it's an old teacher, I don't know. Just expressing how much you appreciate them and that you hope life is going good. I think, yeah, just something like that can make such a big difference because you don't know what people are going through. Even though I am close to my mother, I mean, for instance, if I reach out to her, I don't know if she's having a bad day at first or whatever. And so I'm hoping that whatever it is, that these are little things that just brighten the day or encourage them in some way or another. But anyways, my video, this one's pretty short. I hope it helps you guys. I want to know though, if you do take this advice or any of my suggestions or whatever you can think of, if you go out into your community and you decide to do something kind for a stranger, an old friend, or somebody you know and love, let me know because I really want to know what you guys chose to do, and it just kind of helps me to get also more creative to do these things for others. But anyways, let's all be intentional this week. Go out and do something kind for someone we either know or whatever, stranger, parent, I don't know. But yeah, let's do it intentionally. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.